it's your girl Golden Nevada, and this will be my first video. So for my first video, instead of just having an introductory video where I just talk about myself, like what's my name and so forth, I felt like it would be interesting to have my students ask me questions that they've always wanted to ask me. So a little disclaimer, I did not read these questions in advance, so you guys will get my blunt reactions because I know they're about to ask things that they don't need to know, but they still want to know. So if you're interested, keep watching the video. So I pretty much have the questions written in here because I didn't see them, but I had them write the questions on paper. So I'm gonna pretty much open the questions on the spot and see what's up. First question: if you have one place to travel, where would it be and why? So I think at the moment one of my dream places to visit is Bora Bora, and that's because the water is just so beautiful and I can picture myself swimming with turtles, because if you didn't know that about me, you'd know that I have a turtles, and that I love them. It just seems like an ideal, like, romantic spot that I would just love to visit. Question number 2: if you weren't a teacher right now, what would you be doing? I think that I would probably be doing something pertaining to maybe home decor or something in the fashion field. Or actually, to be honest, I'd probably be an air hostess because I did study for that. So, and I became really passionate about it while I was doing it. So air hostess is my answer, definitely. All right, so question number 3: what are your plans for the future? Where do you see yourself in 5 years time? In 5 years time, I will probably be living here, I think, still a teacher. I would probably have a husband, maybe 2 kids. Yeah, I think that's about it for the moment. I mean, I have thought about living elsewhere, but that's not for sure. So yeah, something as simple as that, and maybe having my master's degree as well, because that's something that I plan on starting soon. So I'll have my master's degree as well. Good question though. We are on question 4. Best place. So they want to know the best place that I've traveled to. Thus far, I think the best place that I've been to is Cuba. I really loved it. I loved the old cars and the history of the place, and everything was just beautiful. I mean, I would definitely go back, and I do plan to go back at some point. Alright, so question 5. What is your favorite thing about teaching? So my favorite thing about teaching is definitely seeing the results of it, because you want that after you would have put in so many hours that the kids at least respond and grow in French or grow in whatever you're teaching them. So when I see the growth and I hear them say things that I never expected and so forth, and they produce really good projects or skits and stuff, it really makes me happy. It feels like, you know, I'm doing something good. Question 6. Sorry, I had to kind of count. Oh. Okay, my worst breakup story. Well, okay. Alright, so my worst breakup story had to have been a few years back when I was dating someone that I really loved, and they had a dispute with their friend that somehow turned around to coming back on me, to where they felt like they didn't want to be with me anymore. And it was really devastating. Like, you know, you have those moments where you cry like, no, like, why are you leaving, da da da. And yeah, so I think my worst story was being left behind at that moment. You know, someone that you would have invested so much time with and they broke up with you. So it really shattered me until I got the strength to bounce back or whatever after having to deal with the emotions behind the breakup and so forth. But yeah, I don't have one of those stories where like we busting windows out cars and all them type of things if that's what you're looking for, because no, we're not doing all of that. But yeah, that was the most heart-wrenching for me, I could say. Um, Next question. So I'm not really keeping track of the numbers anymore. It's probably the 7th. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Where are your parents from? So there are 2 questions on here. So I do have siblings. I have an older brother who's 10 years older than me, and an older sister who is 9 years older than me. And my parents, my dad is from Anguilla and my mom is from St. Kitts. Next question. Do you have any pets and what are they? So I pretty much answered this in the earlier question. So I do have pets, as I said. So I have 2 turtles, whose names are Tila and Jessie. I'm moving to the next question. If you had a chance to change something in your life, what would you do? I think I would have changed the way that I treated someone in the past, someone that I dated. I think I would have changed some of the things that I did and just would have acted differently. But I take it as it's an experience, and I acted how based on how mature I was at the time and based on my life experiences at the time. But if I could do it over, I would definitely act differently, because the person really cared about me and I really hurt them. So that's one thing that I would change. So the next question is, do you have any children? So, well, it depends on how you want me to answer this, because I didn't physically ever push out a child, but I have someone that I consider as my kid, and yeah. So I would say yes, I do have a child. I have a daughter. She's 18 years old. Next question. Did you ever did you ever have a fight, and why? So I never physically got in a fight, but I was close to fights a few times. Yeah, let's just leave it at, like, people walked away or things were, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. We're gonna leave it at that, because high school was a bit wild, I should say. Alright, so next question. What did you study and where did you graduate? So I studied in France and I studied English. So I majored in English. And then after that I got a teaching certificate from USM, so I went to school there. And then finally I did a program to get another type of certificate to be able to teach French. So yeah, all of those were, well, I mean, my first school where I got my bachelor's was a French school, and so was the last one. Just USM was, of course, an English school. Any other male students ever flirt with you? Wait, when you say any other, it means that you're trying to say that someone already does. So this is a tricky, and I'm like, guys. If you want to ask me if any male students have tried to flirt with me, the answer would be yes. Many have done so. Many. But anyways. Next question. Did you ever get arrested? No. But I think back then I was willing to do things that would get me arrested, to be honest. Like, I just didn't care. But thank God for Jesus, and that didn't happen. Yeah. Next question. What would you name your children? So you see, this one is tricky. I really don't give out the names because I kind of want a name for myself. I mean, doesn't mean that someone in the world somewhere doesn't have the name, but if I give it to you, if I do tell you, your cousin might have the name, and we're trying to avoid that. Alright, so next question. I mean, seems like there are a lot of these, so wow. Let's see. Um, what are your favorite dishes you love to cook? So I love to cook curry chicken because I am half Guyanese. I always tell everyone that. So curry chicken. I think I like to cook pasta. So chicken pasta and so forth. I think those are my main things. So yeah. Next question. Would you rather a stud or a basic lesbian? Okay. So none? I think this must be a joke now. This got to be a joke. Next question. It's crazy. What motivated you to be a French teacher? So I don't think I was particularly motivated to be a French teacher. I was motivated to be a teacher overall. And then life happened that I ended up becoming a French teacher. And I kind of fell in love with the way that it was going. It was different versus just teaching English, because English is something that, you know, people know, they've already seen nouns and adjectives and all those things. So this was something like introducing to people things that they don't know, and just seeing them grasp the concept or putting things together was fascinating. And I really enjoyed the reactions and so forth, and being able to be creative with the way I bring about things and so forth. So yeah, that's what happened when it comes to that. Next question. Do you plan on having kids in the future? Well, if I must. Not just playing. Probably a kid, 2 kids, 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4, 5 kids, 6 kids, 7 kids, no more. No, I'm just playing. So probably 2, if God allows it. Next question. What is your worst memory? So my worst memory has to be linked to the funniest memory. So one time, right, I was in church and I was singing and stuff on the stage, you know, worship leading and stuff with the rest persons, and then the spirit took over, and I was wearing a wig that I didn't pin down, you know. So you see, what happened was that I shook my head a little bit too much, and then that wig just went like on the ground in front of me, and it was really embarrassing. So what I did was I threw off my tam and just shook my hair a little bit and was like, okay, you could get through the rest of this service. But I did like stay on my knees for a while until the end, and then someone just kindly just, you know, handed me back my wig at the end of church. So it was like, yeah, after that I feel like I felt like I didn't want to go to church for a while, but God is good. Understand? What was your longest relationship? My longest relationship was 5 years. Yeah, that's it. What content will you put out in the future? Good question. So I foresee myself doing things pertaining to fashion, makeup. I know people are interested in seeing things pertaining to makeup, clothing, as in how to style clothes. I'll probably end up showing a few things in terms of cooking certain meals. For example, as I said, the things that I like to cook, so how to do them. Maybe a few home decor things. Maybe food challenges, whatever's really trending. Maybe I'll probably follow the hype a little bit, but you know, I do have the kind of idea as to what type of channel I want to have. Next question reads, what are you grateful for? So I am most grateful for my parents. Like, I love these people like no other. Like, I don't know, like if you ever hear me talk, you always hear me talk about how awesome they are and how much I love them and how I really don't want to live this life without them. Like, if I could move back in with them, I probably would. So that's how much I love them. Next question. I'm sorry, what? Least favorite student and why? Least favorite teacher and why? So you see these type of questions here, I ain't gonna give me no problem. So next. Who was your first love? Like official love? Because we could talk about, you know, the Anguilla love type of thing. But official love, first one, where I really feel like I understood love, was someone who has the initials DT. And I'll leave it at that. Next question. Worst fear. My worst fear? Losing my parents. Yeah. Short and simple. I already know it. I can't do it. Next question. Oh. So, okay, so this one is a request. This is asking to see something in particular. So I can have to get this. So pertaining to the calendar correspondence that you guys wanted to see, fortunately for me, unfortunately for you, I can't find it. I have no idea where I would have placed it, but I will live up to my word and I will show it to you once I find it. Oh my gosh, I just found it. Yay. So I will officially remove the seal. No, you don't want to focus? Okay. No? Okay. Anyway, so let's see what this treachery looks like under here. Okay, wait. So this is the, oh, I'm sorry. This is a picture. Yeah. I mean, still love me. A lot of mercy. The glow up was real. Alright, so the next question that I have is, how old are you? I have no idea why students are so curious about my age. So to answer you, I am 29 years old. That's crazy. Next question reads, what's your favorite hobby? At the moment, watching YouTube videos. I have to be honest, like, that's what I mostly do. Like, I'm not out there doing anything interesting while going movies much. I just watching YouTube videos. Shopping, if that's a hobby. Here we go. Moving along. Who's your boyfriend? I wanted to. So you asked me if I have a boyfriend. You tell me who you ask me who you be. So, when you know, you tell me, yeah? Next question. Who is your role model? My role model is my mom. Yeah, she is, because she shows me what it means to be a mom in terms of one that is pleasant. Let me see. So she's not nagging, she's very forgiving, she's very giving. So not only does she teach me how to be a mom, but just how to be a good person overall. She's very giving, and I've seen her be blessed in return in so many ways. So I can only imagine being like the type of woman that she is. She's a praying woman and so forth. She has a smart mouth. Yeah, but I get that from her anyway, so you know, I won't complain about that. But yeah, she's definitely my role model. Next question. Obstacles you encounter to become successful. So obstacles I've encountered, I guess, while becoming successful. It depends on what we're talking about in terms of success. Success as a teacher, success in what area? I'm not sure. I mean, some obstacles you might encounter would be people talking bad about you. I'm not sure what you're referring to, so you could ask me in person. Alright, so next question. Relationship advice for teenagers. Oh, but they. So, I might have some of this because I often have things to tell my kids. So, um, what are some things that I try to teach her? I try to teach her that when you are dating someone, your goal is pretty much to make them happy, and their goal is to make you happy. When I say that, I mean, of course, we understand that everyone has to be happy in themselves, okay? You're not supposed to depend on someone. But when I say make you happy, is in I'm doing things that I know please you and would make you smile, make you feel special, you're doing that. So I'm not focused on myself, I'm focused on you, and you're focused on me. And therefore, if we're both focused on each other, everyone gets something out of it. So I don't have to be missing something because I mean you making sure to take care of me and I'm making sure to take care of you. So that's one thing. So make your partner happy, make sure they make you happy. Second thing, know your love language. So I'm sure a few of you would have read about it. There are 5 love languages. If you don't, you can Google it quickly. But either way, once you know it, you're able to communicate better, as in you're able to tell someone how you feel like you receive love. Because the worst thing is someone just like, for example, buying you a bunch of gifts and maybe you don't like that. Maybe you prefer someone to spend time with you. So they may be thinking that they're giving their all, and so far you're not pleased and you're not feeling loved, but they are actually trying to show you love, but just not in the way that you want to receive it. So know your love language, communicate it. I would say communicate, as in avoid the social media posts and asking your friends for advice, like friends who not even in a relationship, friends who have no track record, who could prove that they were in a relationship that lasted 5 years. Like, try to work things out with your partner, try to be grown, try to sit down and talk things out, express yourself as best as you can. That's one of the main things I tell my daughter. Express yourself the best way possible. People might call it sugar coating, they might call it walking on eggshells. Don't listen to any of that. Express yourself the best way possible. You know how to talk to, for example, if I want to tell you that for example, oh, why is my brain so blank? Example. So for example, let's say your partner spoke to you in a way that you really didn't appreciate, maybe in public, and it maybe embarrass you. So instead of saying something like, don't ever talk to me like that in public, nah. You could easily say, honey, you know, the way you spoke to me, it really didn't make me feel comfortable, especially it being in front of people. So if you could please, I'd appreciate it if you could smooth out the way you talk to me or address me. I would really appreciate it, you know? Something along those lines. I said the same thing to the person that you would have said had you said it the other way. So, I think that's enough points. Next question. Oops, wow, okay, that was weird. So this says, hope you don't recognize my handwriting, but how do you look so gorgeous? You are like my teacher crush. Okay, well, thank you. I try to take care of myself, I guess I should say. Thanks for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Last question, final question. What motivated you to do YouTube? I think this is like perfect timing, like last question. Well, personally, I feel like I have things to share. Like, I always get people asking me, how do you do your makeup? How do you do your eyebrows? Mace, I want you to tell me where you bought some of your clothes and things like that. So I feel like it was only appropriate for me to like do something where they could definitely see and experience that. And also, I kind of wanted my students to realize that I'm not just a teacher, but I'm a real person who has a life outside of teaching. Because some of my students be seeing me on the road and they're like dodging me, and I'm like, you know, you can say hi, you know, I'm cool, you know, we can talk, we can laugh. But yeah, so just so that I could just build that type of relationship with students and other people in general. But it is mostly to share. I think I have things to say, things that are inspirational and so forth. And I just want to use this opportunity, and I want to make sure that I fulfill my purpose in this on this earth. So yeah, that's all. So I want to thank you guys for coming along this journey and watching this entire video. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and also share. And look out for the next video. Ciao.